And good Saturday morning to everyone. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. 68, I believe, right now. Yes, as we head for a high of about 87. Beautiful day. We do have the threat of severe weather to our west, just west of Meridian, a little bit in Newton County, a little bit there in Neshoba County. We'll get into the maps in a minute and show you where it is, so you'll have an idea of where and what could happen. There is a 50% chance of showers. I'm tongue-tied already this morning in our area as well in the afternoon after 1 o'clock. We'll do the breakdown on that. What a interesting 24 hours we've had, from wrecks to 2 shootings in the Meridian area. And we'll get into the shootings here in just a moment to let you know exactly where it happened and what happened and all of that. That's coming up this morning as we watch this. All right, let's begin and let's look at what we've got so far here. Let's start out and talk about it. And I did get a message a moment ago, and you know how you scratch your head and don't know what initials mean? I did that, and after I was told what it meant, hello, Run for the Wall is coming to the Meridian area as we get ready for the Meridian veterans that will be coming to the Lauderdale County Agri Center on the 23rd. Learning abbreviations, slowly but surely. But that's coming up. I'll get all the information on that. We'll talk more about that. So that's good that that's coming. Yesterday morning, we started the day out as we found out we couldn't go buy our tags or pay taxes. As we go here to Sam Media, as we got the call from the Lauderdale County Courthouse that there had been a leak. And that's nothing short of what it is. And here's pictures of what went on there. As we look at this, flooded. Upstairs bathroom in the courthouse caused this damage. It flooded the area below. As we look at this, desks, computers ruined. That's what happened yesterday. As you walk through there, it's easy to see as it came through the ceiling tiles there and wet everything. So we do have a link set up there. If you'd like to do that, be able to buy a tag, you can do that online. And I've got a link set up to that. Again, sammedia.network is how you get to that. And let me show you this as you're looking at this. As you go to the article, here's the video of it. You can watch the video also as you turn that on. We'll put that in the background there for a second there. As you look at the damage, everything in there is flooded. Now, let's pause that and go back. Let me show you where you can find. We'll back out of that. As you go here, right here is the link. You just click on that in the middle, and you can go pay your tag or your land taxes, however you want to do that. Makes it pretty simple to have that in the center. So check that out. As the day progressed, we would find out that as they were remodeling the Kentucky Fried Chicken on North Frontage Road, whoops, the contractor would strike a main gas line. And that did happen yesterday as we go back to take a look at this. It was hit. It was contained very quickly. Atmos Energy arrived on scene. They had a lot of folks there, no threat to anyone, and it was cut off the gas quickly and then the repair made. Things would go back to normal for, 10 minutes or so? 20 minutes? Maybe it was a little bit longer than that. It wasn't very long. And the next thing we know, we would find out that there had been a horrible accident on I-20. As we pulled this up, if you didn't see any of this or tried to travel back and forth on that, a log truck overturned. And as we look at these pictures, and there's just tons of them here on our page, this log truck was going east, hit the barrier, jumped over I-20 into the westbound lane, and was scattered over both lanes. The entire interstate was shut down, knocking down the sign for the exit. And as you'll look right there, nothing short of a miracle. Do y'all see that? A family in that minivan. And I'm sure by now that you've read her post of what she did, how thankful she is to God for looking out for them. I've sent her a message and asked her if I could share that, and hopefully I'll get a reply on that, and we'll share that later today. But truthfully, nothing short of a miracle there. As we learn, there were several cars involved in this. As you look at this, 18-wheeler stop that may have gotten a little damage in that, cars behind it, and even people I'm hearing that were in the parking lot across the street there at Hardee's. There were some minor injuries done there as things went flying everywhere. If it hadn't been for the concrete, no telling what would have happened. Here's another view of that as we go back to that. As Simmons backs up to pick up that. What a mess that was. And again, we have to say nothing short of a miracle as no one was seriously hurt. There was a lot of damage and a lot of shakeups there, but that could have turned into something more serious quickly, and I think we all know that. So we give thanks for miracles that do happen in our community. They happen every day. Now, as the afternoon went over, we changed it to a better subject. A lot of folks turned out in Meridian yesterday afternoon. I went down. It was a lot of fun to watch. Well, it's historic. It's one of these world famous, I think is the best way to put it. And a big thank you to Mitchell Distributing as they brought the famous Clydesdale to town. You don't get to see things like this. You'll see them at Super Bowls, but for our town to get that, it's a big deal. We were thankful to have them in town. And here's a bird's eye view of this on the street as they came down. This is coming down 8th Street there by the Temple Theater as they come across. Absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? And what I didn't realize was it was a little too late there as I'd already turned off the camera. Right behind that was Ken Rainey. I think he was Grand Marshal or the King of the Parade. Congratulations, Ken. Didn't notice that until you went by and went, whoa. So big activities there. I think they're going to have one more appearance tomorrow afternoon downtown Meridian. I think it'll be a single horse, but that will take place there. That's a big deal. As I got a note from Neshoba County, zero tolerance is what they do when it comes to narcotics. Another arrest after a traffic stop in Neshoba County. And we go to this, and here we are. We got the note on this. Monroe Price has been arrested. As we go to this, and of course you can go in and click this and read all about what happened there and what the charges are. But the Neshoba County Sheriff's Office arrested David Monroe Price in Philadelphia, Neshoba County, following charges: 4 counts of possession with intent to distribute, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and was also served with 2 warrants for sale of controlled substance. Deputies conducted the traffic stop in a red Chevrolet on Highway 15 that he was driving. You can read all about that. And again, Eric Clark has made it a very valid point. No narcotics sales in his county. They will get you. You may get away with it for a moment, but they are coming. Another arrest in Neshoba County. 77 years old. Again, you are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, but charges have been, he's been arrested and charges filed. We'll watch that closely. As we go, congratulations to Enterprise as we go here to Clark County Hot Topics this morning. Congratulations to them. A big deal for them as they made a win last night. Can't beat that at all. So congratulations to Enterprise. We're glad that they won last night. We'll follow that. There's going to be more ball games, I'm sure, coming up in the next week. See, they defeat Southeast 10-8. So there we go. Let's see what else went on last night. Oh, yeah. Oh, this was around 10 p.m. Kind of hard to overlook, but we had our first shooting in Meridian last night as one person was shot in a drive-by on 34th Street. Now, as we got deeper into this and heard about this, we found out there was possibly four cars involved in this. One would have been an Impala, and a Buick was also seen leaving the scene. One person ended up being shot in the leg over this, and what did they do? Well, they knew nothing once cops arrived. We hear that a lot, don't we? That's a pretty common thing. This happened on 34th Street in Highland. Let's look at the map of where this is to give you an idea of who, what, and when, where all these shootings take place. Right here, right there, 34th. As you back out on this, you'll see this is Highway 493. It would be west of there and east of State Boulevard Extension. This is going to put it due south there. Here's North Hill Street, about right there on the map. Northeast of Highland Park is where that first shooting take place. But we weren't done yet, were we? Again, that was a leg. That was a minor shot. We get a call right before midnight. I think this was at 11:53, 11:56, somewhere right along in there. A second shooting took place in Meridian. This is a lot more serious here as a second person was shot in the chest. And this would be off 3100 block of Valley Street. I think the victim was transported to the hospital. He is not deceased. He's, from what I understand there, we don't have much more details than that, but a gunshot to the chest. As we look at this, let's pull this up on the map where you'll see where this happened. This would be right off 8th Street. Valley Street is here. Davis Street is here. We've seen this before. Here's Wendy's in this area here. Right along here, Mary Hope sits up here. It's due south of Wendy's, back in here, a couple of streets, as we found out that another person has been shot. We'll watch this. Should his condition, if we find out any more on that, we'll pass that along. But all we can say, alive when transported to the hospital. A lot of that goes on in our area. 2 people one night. And again, not in the same, and they were not related from what I understand. We did get a report of another shots fired a little bit later on after that. No one would be hurt on this, no damage reported, but this would be right off North Hill Street, due south of this area here. If you go south of the churches and go in here, 4200 block of 37th Avenue. Again, no one was hurt on that, but 2 shootings one night. Pretty strong, isn't it? I thought so. Shirley, I'm not sure what's happening on your end there with no sound. Teresa tells us there that Eric Clark and his staff, they do the best they can. Don't make no mistake. You'll pay for it. Let's see here. Carol Hancock, how are you doing? I hadn't seen you in a long time. Thanks for watching. I appreciate that. We got some other news as we look at this. Did anybody remember one of Reba McEntire's first appearances in a TV show, a movie, Tremors? Do y'all remember that? The ground had those things that come up out of the ground. Great show. Kevin Bacon was in it. And also this guy. When I saw the name yesterday, I said, I don't know this guy. His name was Fred Ward. He passed away. He was an actor. He was 79 years old. And I kept going, I don't know him. And then I looked at the picture and I went, uh-oh, yes, I do. Do y'all remember him? Right there. He was the other guy. A great actor. He's been in a lot of things. We get that from TMZ this morning. Kevin Bacon tweeting out about that yesterday there. But a great actor. And again, he's been in a lot of things. Hate that. Really do. It's going to happen to each and every one of us as we get up one day. It'll be the end for us. Look to the good Lord. Just saying. As we get to some state news, as we always get depressing on some of the things that happen, we're going to tell you about a mother that's been arrested just to the west of us. Child abuse. The child is most likely going to die. We'll talk about that in a moment. She's been arrested. We had someone, and again, as you look into this evidence, before we all jump to conclusion on this, to Ika Beverly, and I may have mispronounced her name wrong. I apologize if I did. Takia, maybe that's the name there, was found not guilty of capital murder yesterday. She'd been sentenced to jail, and a retrial was put as they found out that, well, somebody was kin to somebody with on it and didn't reveal that as a juror. It became pretty bad there. They had a retrial, and jurors could not find enough evidence to convict her. She's going to be released. That happened in February of 2021. This one is innocent, and it's great that they're released. But again, the jurors did not find enough evidence to pin her for that. I don't think they had it in the beginning either. Maybe you know more about it than I do. We go to Columbus. A shooting has claimed the life in Columbus, Mississippi. Also, as someone broke into a home, an argument started, gunfire. One person was injured, one person died. Columbus, Mississippi. It happens all over the state. We also learn, and I didn't know, there's places in Mississippi, I guess, that I just don't know where they exist. Anybody ever heard of Tremont, Mississippi? Let me pull this up here and show you this, where this is, before we tell the story there. Tremont, Mississippi. You have to go north of Columbus, barely in the state of Mississippi, due east of Tupelo, right there. They got a welcome center, the whole 9 yards to the state. They're having the Tammy Wynette Festival this weekend. That's where Tammy is from, and as they celebrate her birthday. Big deal for them up there. They got a festival going on. I just didn't realize that's where it was. Noxubee County, this breaks my heart as we get into this because I am such an animal lover. They depend upon us. They love us for what they get. And it looks as though probably, as we dig deeper into this, it's dogfighting going on in Noxubee County. They found 10 dogs dead in one pile on the side of the road. They have found another location with another large amount of dogs. They were expecting it to be some type of dogfighting ring in the county as they investigate this. We hope they find those that are guilty of this. How horrible to do things like this. Noxubee County is where that is. As I mentioned, it doesn't get much worse than this. Again, you are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, but how could you? As there is an arrest has been made, accused of infanticide is how it's being worded there. If you've watched the Pearl Police Department, any online things of how they very emotional as the sheriff and all of those discuss this. A 9-week-old child thrown, child abuse, slammed on the concrete repeatedly, forcibly, 9 weeks old. Breaks my heart. I'm sure it does yours. The lady had another child that's been taken into child custody. This baby, as they say it, lacking a miracle from God himself, will most likely pass away. Charges will be upgraded from there. How could you? There's so many people that want children in this world. A child cannot protect itself. 9 weeks old. Say prayers. And that happened right here in our state. Pearl. The mother's name is Makila Jolly. She has been charged. We'll follow this story. Nothing short of a tear coming out on that one. That one's tough to talk about. Jackson, Mississippi. We'll go to our next story that happened on this. I don't think he's lost his job, I'm sure, by now, but don't argue with the clerk. At a gas station there where the clerk shot an unarmed customer. An argument broke out, so, well, he just shot him. Turns out the clerk was a convicted felon. He couldn't tote a gun. We'll leave that at that. Also, this is good news. Chris Stapleton. I think a lot of people like Chris Stapleton. He's been added to the Brandon Amphitheater. He's going to be coming to the state of Mississippi July the 16th. Anybody like him? Ought to be a good show. As we look around at headlines across America, Milwaukee gets worse there. 17 wounded. 10 people in custody after a shooting last night near the Bucks-Celtic game. Doesn't make sense. Oh, the White House has had to make an apology. They tweeted yesterday, and the tweet, as we go to Fox News to read more about this, this is the tweet that came from the White House, and they had to back up from it. It says, when the President Biden took office, millions were unemployed, and there was no vaccine available. And it shows a picture of him getting a shot. There was a vaccine. Donald had done that before he left office. They've had to walk back that. Or as Jen would say, they had to circle back and try to straighten that out. Don't believe everything you see and read from there is all I'm saying with that. Clarence Thomas, as we know him from the Supreme Court, he's worried. And I have to agree with him on this. He says, how much longer will our institutions last with leaks happening? As you remember, it happened a lot at the White House when Donald Trump was there. Now, if someone doesn't agree with a political thing, and he says it most likely came from a clerk that worked for the Supreme Court. They didn't like it, so they leaked it. How do we stop this? And as he goes into this, he says it's got to stop or we will lose our institutions. Well, I think we have to set an example, don't y'all? If someone breaks a law, most think, well, there's nothing going to happen to me. So more do it. Copycat people do this. You make an example of someone that does this, it's just like when you're a kid. If you don't get in trouble, well, you do it again. Time out doesn't always work. You have to move up. I don't think time out's going to work in this. I think they need to be a harsh example set for leakers that release our information that does not to be put out. It's the same thing as giving it to a foreign government. There's no doubt. It shows our weaknesses and how our country is slowly coming apart. It bothers me. Putin, he's in the headlines this morning as we look at this. He warns that Finland has made a mistake asking to join NATO. He's threatening nukes. Big headline this morning. All this is a concern as we watch what goes on over there. Could this escalate into something even worse? I'm afraid it could. I think everyone agrees with me on that. We certainly hope it doesn't, by all means. But it is something to watch as we've watched the war on Ukraine. It's getting steadily worse and worse and worse. They do have nuclear weapons. We got more on the way. Don't rush off here as we bring you into this Saturday morning and get ready for the Threefoot Festival today. It's kicking off in about an hour from now, downtown Meridian. It's going to be a lot of fun. Chance of showers this afternoon. We're going to look at that next and get into radar and show you everything that has happened. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Fresh yellow corn, 3-year package, $2.29. Ripe tomatoes, a 4-pack, $1.99. Mississippi sweet potatoes, 69 cents a pound. Heinz Easy Squeeze Ketchup, 20-ounce, 2 for $4. Coca-Cola products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $11. And New York Strip Family Pack, $10.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike and Jake have years of experience of dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. And welcome back. As I mentioned, the Threefoot Festival is going to be kicking off here in a little while, about 10 a.m. We got some that won't be able to make it. Why? Well, they thought it was a great idea to stop into a Chevron in the county and take a little beer without paying. Jump back in the car and, hey, let's run on down to Dollar General there at Sandflat. Let's take a few more things. Let's don't pay them. MPD was all over it. An arrest has been made, and lo and behold, after they pull you over, what? You were drinking? You already had a felony? Saturday morning didn't work out too well. DUI arrest this morning on Highway 19 South out in the Sandflats, just past the Lauderdale County Agri Center. If you come up on that, you don't do things like that. And a big thank you to the Meridian Police Department for taking someone off the street that was drinking and driving. Bad news, bad news. But and you can't take things that aren't yours. Let that be an example. And again, a great job to them. Got to spend some time with a bunch of law enforcement yesterday afternoon as I was downtown Meridian. And let us say thank you to them for what they do as they get out and face this each and every day of what they never know what they're going to walk up to a window of a car and face. But great job by them of taking someone, a thief, off the street, and also someone that was drinking and driving, heavily intoxicated. Done it before on top of all of that. As details come out on all that, we'll pass along more information as it becomes released. That's what's happening. Let's get into weather this morning and see what's happening. Let's look at radar first as, well, we pull it up and take a look at the Meridian Honda radar this morning. Thank you for Honda joining us and being a part of this. As we zoom in on this, we'll see that this side of the state, here in just a moment, is going to be where we could have some rough weather later. We're starting to show some showers in the Vicksburg area. Let's zoom in on this so you can take a little bit better look at this. Coming into the state, some thunderstorm activity there from Tallulah, just northwest of Vicksburg. We're also showing some showers in this area right here also. That'd be the Harworth area in Mississippi. I'll be careful up through there. It's going to be off Mississippi Road 3. As we come across, we are showing showers across 49 in Canton, Mississippi. The Madison area also getting a few showers. Nothing big. Carthage, getting a little bit there around Lena. And as we go north of here, just north of Philadelphia, and let's turn on these locations and see what we've got going on. Small shower activity, though. We're showing it there, out in Arlington. Y'all are getting a shower this morning for the garden. Also there around Burnside, and the further you go north, you'll carry this up 25, just west of, right along in here, west of Noxapater, and right up to J&S there, in the area there, coming in on 25 south of Louisville. Nothing yet on the East Mississippi side as we look at this, all clear at this point. Now let's look at this, and we'll show the maps of what is going to be coming later. Let's turn on our severe weather for today and find out exactly what is happening. Here we go. This is the line, if you'll look at the state of Mississippi, of what we've got today. And again, it's west of us, so severe. We do have chances of weather here. But let's zoom in on this and show you here, just west of Hattiesburg, as we come up here to Morton. Forest will be the line there in between the two areas there. Raleigh, Smith County, y'all expect some thunderstorm activity. And right through the center of Carthage there, as we'll look at this, that's where it's going to happen. And on up, barely missing a large portion of barely missing Winston County and on up through Ackerman. So that's what we've got this afternoon. Again, French Camp, y'all are going to be involved in that. Just missing us, leaving out the East Mississippi side. But That's where severe weather will fall in later this afternoon. Well, look at that. Let's get into what the National Weather Service has to tell us today for, all the weather.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And here we go. Showers are possible after lunchtime. 87 for our high. It'll hit the same there in Philadelphia as you go northward up toward Columbus. 86 south to Hattiesburg. 89. We'll get over to Vicksburg. Still hovering at 88 degrees for a high this afternoon. As we go east into Alabama, what do we have today? Well, Tuscaloosa, 87. Light showers there as well through Demopolis, Selma. Looks a little bit better over toward Auburn. As we look at this is what we just looked at on our radar there. It's going to be west of here, back over in these areas. That timeline for that severe weather will fall between 1 and 8 p.m. this afternoon. There is a chance of severe storms, damaging wind gusts, and a little bit of hail possibly mixed with all of that. Again, the East Mississippi side, including Kemper, and most of these areas here on this joining the Alabama side will be okay. Let's take another look of what else we've got. This is going to be Sunday afternoon. There we go, Sunday night into early Monday morning. Northern Mississippi could see some severe weather. We'll watch that, make sure it doesn't get any closer to us in our area. As we look at the temperatures, it's hot. Not going to be a break for any time soon, is it? That's what the map looks like as Texas is bringing the heat wave to Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, all across Georgia and the Carolinas. Well, let's do our breakdown of what the forecast calls for today. And as we see, warm weather, 87 is what our high is going to be today. As we dig deeper into the forecast, 50% chance of showers today is what we have. Mainly after lunchtime is what we're looking for. Partly sunny otherwise, and a high of 87. Again, 50% chance. Also means 50% chance it won't happen. We'll keep our fingers on that as the Threefoot Festival is in town. Tonight, we're down to a 30% chance of showers after 7 to midnight time frame. Low of 65 is what we expect. Tomorrow, that temperature shoots back up to 90 degrees as we go to see the man in the pulpit. That's coming up. Also, 20% chance of rain on Sunday and Monday as well. Kind of the same forecast. 63 on Monday night as we go into Tuesday, 89. Slight chance of rain there, so minute. As we keep going across, we've got Wednesday, 93, and through Friday, we'll get to a high of about, 94. Let's go ahead another week and look at this. We get to 92, and around the 24th, we're hovering still at 90. We were forecasting just a few days ago it to be about 96, 97, so it's back down a little bit, so maybe there's a silver lining in all of that for us. Let's hope so. Still 90, no matter how you slice that. How's fishing today? Let's pull it up. Chet's Paint and Body brings us that today. Looks like we got our first major time that'll be happening around lunch to about 2 in the afternoon. Then another chance this afternoon around 5:30 till dark. So if you want to be a fisherman, that's the time to hit the water there and enjoy yourself. I'd bet my money on dark 30. Again, thank you to Chet and all his gang for bringing us that every day. We'd like to say thank you for dropping by and spending a little time with us this morning. We'll be gathering all the news and things that go on, headlines in our area, to let you know what happens. We'll also go down and visit with the folks at the Threefoot Festival today and bring you some pictures from all the doings there. Joy, how are you? Glad to see you there. LaWanda, glad to see you there. A lot of folks wanting a little bit of a sprinkle to cool things off. Janet Riddle, watching, is this Alamoose, Colorado? It's a long way off. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Colorado's a beautiful area. John Denver got hooked on it, and I've seen it. I went there as a kid. It's been a long time, but beautiful country in Colorado. Enjoy yourself. Let's see here. Bill Reinhardt's up. Also, Steve and Wanda McKinnon. Good to see y'all. Joyce Snowden Godwin says it's my daughter's birthday, so that means Tammy's having a birthday today. Hope it's a big one. I'll have to aggravate her later, won't I? Junior Pittman, good morning. And a big thank you to every one of y'all. Can't thank y'all enough for making this so successful. It's all due to y'all. We'll be back as the weekend progresses to let you know who, what, and when as it happens in our area and across the nation as well. So long as we're all in the know, we're good. We'll see you soon, and thanks for dropping by this morning.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: